Hello! Alright, don't mind me. Tom is I'm gonna go with annoyingly good cook who made an incredibly tasty food that was too spicy for me, but it was tasty, so I ate it anyway. So my mouth is still kind of burning, so I'm eating some little cheese cubes. Which obviously I have to finish before I start reading aloud. Oh. Oh. Yeah, cheese is a good way to cut spice. The thing Tom made did not have cheese in it, but I'm eating cheese separately. I ate the thing, now I have little cheese cubes. Alright. I suppose I could have done this off stream, but I have the stream starting soon screen up for a while and I wanted to. Ooh, paneer curry, that sounds cool. Alright. Alright. So, as it says in the title, we are doing my Thembo run. A Thembo, of course, being a non-binary himbo. And you might, anyone who wasn't here for yesterday's stream might notice my new ditchling virtual background and the sepia tone, which I feel is just very appropriate for this game. And I'm excited to get back to this run, which we got about midway, well, most of the way, I'd say, through chapter 1 last time. And found out that powerful build means you can save both Gretchen and Duke. Look at that. Duke and Gretchen, right? Both there, both just A-okay. So, let's see. Let me just check one more thing. Alright. And excellent, my little auto notifications are working as planned. And we're gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. And alright, I think we're good to get started. Sorry for the delay. And so yes, so we will be picking up from mid-chapter 2. That's not going to be helpful. So a very quick recap before we get to it. So you... yeah, I don't think I can kick off the chapter 1 recap unless I'm at the end of chapter 1. Which is kind of too bad. So, your character, who in this case I named myself Pingu because it was my official run, and I figured Pingu is as good a name as any since it is the name I go by. And this Pingu is, I kind of feel like I should have done a different name, especially because it worked well to have the other concept run be a different name. I'll remember that for the future, but since there is no default name in Scarlet Hollow, my default, I went for my other default, which is Pingu. And so this character, I've decided, is a Thembo. I already explained what that means. And so is hot and dumb and pure of heart. I'm actually not great at playing the character genuinely not intelligent, so occasionally I will choose more insightful dialogue options than are really warranted for a Thembo, but for the most part, I try to stick true to the theme. So anyway, a recap of the game in case anyone is unfamiliar up to this point. Very quickly, your character's cousin, long-lost cousin who they've never met, has contacted you and asked you to come to this town for the funeral of your aunt, her mother. And your your mother had cut off all contact with this side of the family and has herself also since passed away. And you find that there's a lot of spooky, terrible stuff going on in this town, which mostly wasn't going on in this town before you got there. But, you know, something can't escape destiny and spooky things. The main thing that has happened at this point in the chapter is this girl, Stella. When you go to the diner in town, Stella convinces you to come out on a cryptid hunt with her, which goes horribly wrong, and you run into these horrible creatures called ditchlings, which look like this guy here. Let's see, this guy in my virtual background. It was going on before we got there, but less intensely. Like, it hadn't affected the whole town yet. It was just kind of in the corners and in the background. Does that make sense? Because, yeah, all of this stuff has been true in this town for, like, years and years and years. It's, like, centuries-old, woojy, horrible things. But your arrival has kicked it all off into high gear. Like, probably something was always wrong here, it just was better at hiding in the shadows. Stella had no idea spooky stuff was going on in the town. Most of the average citizens of the town were not prepared for or used to totally spooky things happening. So, anyway, so Stella invites you out to a cryptid hunt in the woods. It goes horribly wrong. You run into a enormous number of these guys, ditchlings, which you are later... wait, we haven't actually learned what they are yet. At this point in the chapter, you don't know what they are. You've just run into these horrible creatures in the woods, and you were out there hunting for cryptids with Stella. Duke here was out there looking for whatever had been killing his chickens, and you met up in the woods, and there is this crisis moment where you can either choose to help Duke line up a shot to shoot at these things, or you can grab Gretchen, who's about to slip her harness, and go running off into the woods. Whichever one you choose, the other one meets a grisly fate. However, we found that, in this case, if you have the skill Powerful Build, which, you know, as you get to pick one of 7 skills, and the skills, of course, for our Thembo must be Powerful Build and hot, because that is the definition of a insert pronoun bow, the himbo archetype. And Powerful Build means you can dive for, like, you can do a heroic dive to grab Gretchen and the flashlight in one go. And ba-bam, you save them both. It's very exciting. Alright, so we ended right after the climactic action of Chapter 1, just because I ran out of time. So I have for the normal every other Sunday run for this run, I have a fairly strict stop around 10 deadline, so I will probably get through the rest of Chapter 1 and a little bit of Chapter 2, and we're not going to worry about the chapter breaks, because if I did this by chapter break, it would be very long, so... Alright. I think so. Also, absolutely feel free to ask questions at any time. Sometimes I'll get, like, really into the story, and I will, like, take up, like, you know, get through a particularly high tension chunk before I check on chat. Sometimes I'll stop during, like, at a slight, you know, lull in a high tension part of the story, actually, for my own sanity, to check chat. So I always try to remember to keep an eye on things. And also, to be honest, Tapao can answer a lot of questions about this game as well, so we are picking up at the end of the cryptid hunt gone wrong, where y'all ran away from the horrible ditchlings, and Duke drives you back down to town to Stella's house. And that is where our story picks up today. Let's get to it. Stella. Thanks for taking me home, Duke. Duke. Anytime. But Jesus, Mary and Joseph, what were those things? Stella. I have no idea. I've never heard of anything like them, but I got a ton of footage. Nothing really clear, but it's a start. Let me know if anything happens with Birdie, alright? Duke. She's gonna be fine, you hear? I'd better go check in with Bo. He'll be worried about me. You and your friends stay safe. Looks like those things didn't follow us, but, well, no point in talking about the butts. Just Look out for yourselves. Oh, and that's another thing. Usually, Duke has to give his chicken Birdie, who is clearly, well, been taken by the ditchlings, let's say, normally, to get them to leave you alone, he has to give them Birdie and leave her behind. But again, with powerful build, our Thembo, just punched a ditchling in the face and they went scurrying away. I mean, that's true. People, Tapao can answer questions, but people come here for my take. That's fair, Tapao. I just mean, like, if somebody asks, like, a very basic story question, and I happen to not be paying attention. Oh, but also, of course, I do have those channel point sound redeems, if ever. I mean, it would be a little funny to do in the middle of a very tense scene, but I'm not gonna fault anyone for it. I have them there, but I do have my Hey Listen sound redeem as the cheapest sound redeem for a reason. It's the thing that people can use to get my attention if they need to. Because sometimes I do just forget chat is there. I try and it doesn't happen that often, but there are times where I'm just like, oh yeah, chat. So yes, so I'm also really fascinated and concerned, TM, that while we did save both Gretchen and Duke, I'm not sure how that's gonna go with him bringing Birdie back with him. Hopefully that doesn't, ruin the fact that we saved him. Alright. I think our Thembo is gonna just be like, it's fine. And be like, take care, Duke. Duke. Mm-hmm. And here you are, back in town, away from the woods, with no one but Stella in sight. Your phone buzzes in your pocket. Now that you're back in town, you must finally be getting reception again. 6 missed calls from Tabitha, and 13 text messages. I think our Thembo is gonna immediately be concerned and call. You try and call Tabitha back, but it goes straight to voicemail. Alright, well, that didn't work, so we'll text her that we're okay. And the message sits unread. Yeah. Tabitha seems worried. Stella. It's pretty late, isn't it? God, what a mess this night's been. I can't believe you punched one of those things. It felt like hitting a bag of organs. Not that that's something I've done, but it was just like meat suspended in jelly that was barely held together in a stretched out bag. I don't think it had bones. Stella. Dang, and here I thought skunk ape sounded gross. Alright, I don't think Pingu would actually care why Stella asked Duke to walk back. It just wouldn't be like, it would be like, oh, that's just clearly just a Stella thing. Wouldn't occur to them to ask. And wouldn't really be worried about calling the cops because honestly in this run nothing that bad happened. They're just creatures in the woods. What are the cops gonna do about creepy things in the woods? Alright, I'm gonna say, what do you make of everything we saw? Stella. I don't know. I haven't seen or read about anything like this. Although, maybe. We've got to find out more about those things. The library doesn't open for a while, so any real research will have to wait until the morning. That being said, there is someone in town who might have some useful information. My friend's mom. Her place isn't far. We should head over now before it gets any later. I'm gonna go like, let's do it! Stella. Cool, let's go. Stella. I hope she's still awake. Pingu. Stella. Jesus! You and Stella turn to see a shadowy figure staring at you from across the road. You didn't hear it approach. Welcome home! Before you can respond, the door behind you swings open. An older woman stands in the entryway. Go home, Wayne. I can't help you tonight. You look back, and the figure is already gone, disappeared into the shadows of the night. I'm sorry about that, Stella. Some people just can't be helped. What brings you out here so late? And who is this? Stella. Hi, Mrs. Forsyth. This is Pingu. Is it okay if we come in? Mrs. Forsyth. Of course, of course. You're in luck. I just put water on water for hibiscus tea. And for goodness sake, you can call me Sybil. You're an adult now, after all. Welcome to my little nook. It's nice to finally meet you, Pingu. I was so sorry to hear about your mother. Vivian was such a lovely soul, and she's been sorely missed in the holler. And now poor Pearl Ann is gone as well. Do let me know if there's anything you need while you're in town. I'm gonna go with... Who is that outside? Sybil. Just a very sick man. You don't need to be worried about him. You knew my mom? Of course, dear. She was a good friend of mine for many years. She was such a lovely woman. You should come by sometime. I can delight you with unsavory tales of her youth. I'm gonna let Stella take the reins here. Sybil reaches over and pats your hand delicately. Hers feels like soft parchment paper, dry but soothing. Now, what's got you here so late, you two? You seemed troubled. Stella. You know about weird stuff, right? Unexplainable stuff? Sybil. I'm not so sure I follow, dear. I know which oils to use for which aches. I know a bit about classical spiritualism. Just what sort of unexplainable things are you talking about? Stella. We ran into some creatures out in the woods. These things. I don't even know how to describe them. Sybil. I can't say I know much about the local wildlife. My daughter has always had a brighter gift for nature than I. Stella. This wasn't the local wildlife, Mrs. Forsyth. Here, I can show you. Stella pulls out her camera and tilts the screen towards Sybil. Sybil. Ah, one of your little videos. Where was this? Stella. Up the mountain, to the northwest. Sybil. Within the town limits? Stella. Yes. Sybil. I see. Is there a way to make the video bigger and louder if you can? Stella. I'd need to plug the memory card into a computer. I could go back and get mine. Sybil. No need. Kanika should still be awake. She can lend us hers. You'd better come with, Stella. I'm sure she'll be more willing to help a friend than her nosy mother. Sybil. Kanika, come on out. We could use a little help. Kanika. What, Mom? Oh. Hey, Stella. And Gretchen, who's a good potato. And a stranger. A cute stranger. Yay. Oh, hot and powerful build gives me a great option here. Haha, who are you talking about? I'm the only stranger here, I think. Oh, yes! It's the himbo option. Yes! Kanika. Dumb and cute. You must be Tabitha's cousin. Stella. Yep. Sybil. Sweetie, we were wondering if we could borrow your laptop. Stella and her friend have a video to show us. Stella. It's really important, Kanika. Kanika. Silence. Oh, okay. My room's a mess. I'll just bring it out there. Stella. Heads up, Kanika. This is graphic. There's a lot of dead and sick animals on the recording. Kanika. You know I have a harder stomach than any of our friends. I'm pressing play. Silence washes over the room as the video plays. Kanika. Stella, what the hell is this? Sybil. Silence. Stella. I'm sorry either of you had to see this, but Pingu and I had no idea how to make heads or tails of it. Kanika. Stella, are you okay? Did you get hurt? Stella. I'm fine. Really, I'm okay. Yeah, no. You remain silent. Pingu's not too fussed. Pingu knows that our Thembo knows that these people don't know them that well and are too fussed about it. Sybil. Unfortunately, if these creatures are what I think they are, the two of you are embroiled in something quite sinister. My grandmother called them ditchlings, and they are a terrible omen. A sign of great suffering and destruction to come. Kanika. Mom, come on. Whatever's doing this is serious. Stop scaring Stella and Pengu with this Tailipo crap. Sybil. Kanika, sweetie, let your mother talk. The creatures themselves are harmless to people, despite that grisly scene in the woods. But just as birds flock before a storm, the ditchlings congregate where tragedy is soon to befall. To see one is to be cursed by fate. To see so many in one place is... Sybil holds her silence. Kanika. Jesus, Mom, they've clearly had a rough night. They don't need this... Stella. It's okay, Kanika. This is helpful. Kanika. Stella, whatever these things are, they aren't magic. Stella. We can't rule that out, not after what we saw. But fine, let's focus on what we know. Whatever they are, they're doing something to these animals. You saw that nest. What were those growths? Yes! Oh, I like the powerful build options. I love that this game knows that powerful build and hot equals himbo and enables that. This game enables a lot of personality types, and this game is just really well written, and it makes me very happy. Pingu says, I punched one of them in the face! It was super gross and squishy, like it didn't have bones. Kanika, you punched one of them? Also, wait, that doesn't make any sense. How can they move like that without bones? Stella. Pingu's not lying. I saw them punch one with my own eyes. And that's a good question, Neeks. How can they move like that without bones? Clearly, something supernatural is afoot. Kanika. It's much more likely that they're just misremembering things. That being said, that sounds kind of grub-like. I wonder if those growths are like some sort of parasitic larval stage. But I don't want to jump to any conclusions about something this out there. Not without doing some research or talking to a biologist. I'm sure there's a rational explanation that'll clear all of this up. Sybil. Silence. Oh dear, I'd forgotten entirely about the tea I'd put on. Let me fix you up a couple of cups. It'll help soothe your nerves. Stella. I don't know, it's getting late and I should let Pingu get some rest. I ran them ragged today with all the hiking and running through the woods in terror. Yeah, definitely. I can stay out. I'm still wired from everything that happened. Stella. Ha, okay, maybe it's that I'm eager to get home and start doing some research. I'll ask around on my usual forums to see if anyone has information on ditchlings? Is that what you called them? Sybil. That's right. You go on home now and do try to get some rest. Don't stay up all night on the online. On the online. Let me get you some of my house-made peppermint tea to go. It really does wonders to soothe the soul. Kanika. Bye, Stella. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? And call me if you need to talk. Stella. Thanks, Kanika. I'll see ya. Kanika. Bye, Pingu. Sybil. It's excellent iced or warm, though with the nights getting chillier, warm will probably be best. Helps wake up the bones. Be careful out there, both of you. Sybil turns and closes the door behind her. Stella. Alrighty, let's head back home. My home, I mean. And here we are. You're welcome to stay the night if you want. Oh boy. Oh boy, there's some interesting hot options here. Okay, so there's, yeah, I can't imagine letting a night like this end, or, sorry Stella, that's more of a third date kind of thing for me. But on the other hand, I want to check back on Tabitha, but on the other hand, I might as well lean into the whole hot thing. like, this is my only run where I'm playing a character who's hot, so I kind of do want to, like, see where those options go. I'm gonna say, like, it's not that Pingu isn't worried about, you know, how Tabitha will react. It's that, you know, in typical Thembo fashion, just doesn't remember that part. Like, we'll lean on the dumb part here rather than the pure of heart part here. Hello, shiny kitten. I am just putting a little save for this. Actually, I could probably save over that. So we are near the end of chapter 1 on my Thembo run. Alright, I'm gonna go with... Yeah, I can't imagine letting a night like this end. Stella. My thoughts exactly. Not many people get to share an experience like this. It is going pretty good. I'm having fun with my Thembo run. And getting to see these new choices, because the only... so I've seen Tapao do a Mystic and Booksmart run, and I've done a Street Smarts and Keen Eye run, and I'm also working through a Mystic and Talk to Animals run, but this is my only run where I've seen Powerful Build and Hot. So it's fun to see the new options, and I love this game, and I'm just really happy to be able to share it with people, and my experience of playing it. So, it's going pretty good, and I'm very excited to be here, in short. It doesn't take long for Stella to fix up the guest room for you. While it's certainly smaller than its counterpart at the estate, it's far better cared for. Stella, make yourself at home. I'm gonna start with, you know you didn't have to do all this, right? Stella, you don't have to worry about that. I'm glad the guest room is finally getting some use. Yeah! Oh, sorry, yes. A very quick summary of this game. Your character has been invited to... So takes place in a very small town. Small town Appalachia. And your character's long-lost cousin who they've never met, reached out to be to invite you to the funeral of your aunt, her mother, who just died recently. And since you got to town, lots of strange and spooky shit has been happening. You met this girl, Stella, and she invited you to come out on a cryptid hunt, which went horribly wrong, and these weird, creepy creatures, like in my background, showed up. They're called ditchlings, we just found out. And they're an omen of terrible things to come. So, that's a pretty good... That, I feel like, gets across the basis of the story. But absolutely, at any point, if you want more details or more information about what's going on, feel free to ask questions. I am always happy to answer. Alright. What do you make of all of this, Stella? Gosh, I don't even know where to begin. Those creatures are out there, and they're doing something horrible to the local wildlife. I know that some of the things Sybil said were a little wild, but if she is right, and they are an omen, maybe we can change things and stop whatever's brought them here before it happens. It couldn't hurt to poke around town. I have the time. Stella, agreed. Who was that guy outside of Sybil's? There was something really off about him. Stella, Wayne? I haven't really gotten to know the guy. I think he works in the mine? Oh, I started streaming back in October. Technically, I did, like, a couple of little test streams before then, but October of last year is when I started for realsies. And I've been an affiliate since January. Alright, so Wayne, let's just go back, sorry. Wayne, I haven't really gotten to know the guy. I think he works in the mine. It might be worth looking into him. Okay, so I wouldn't normally take this type of option in a game, but I am exploring. So this game, when you in character creation, or the only aspect of character creation in this game is you get to choose 2 out of 7 traits, and the traits you choose will affect your dialogue options and can actually impact the way the story goes non-trivially. Oh, cool! You started it around your birthday last year, which was in April, so about a year for you. Then sounds like you're coming up on your 1-year stream anniversary. That's very cool. Alright, so yes, I wouldn't normally take this option, but I must know how it goes if I do. Pingu. The night doesn't have to end just yet. Stella. I was about to throw myself back into work, but you're right, we could probably use some time to let everything catch up to us. How about we lie down for a minute and just listen? Just listen? Stella. Yeah, just quietly listen to the sounds of the house and the wind blowing outside. It's how I've always grounded myself after a big event. I like that! That's sweet! I'm very glad, like... Oh man, cause I'm just like... I was worried that was gonna be like an invite to sexy times, and I'm like not really interested in that, but the game is like, nope, it just is about intimacy. It doesn't have to be a specific kind of intimacy, it can be emotional intimacy, and I like that. Let's see. You're combining it with your level up day on Wednesday. Very cool. Yeah, exactly. It's clearly just snuggles. Oh. My timer, it doesn't shout out my Twitch. It shouts out my Twitter and yeah, my social stuff. So. Alright. Let's see. Yay. Anyway, I'm very happy about this option. It sounds very sweet. Sounds good to me. She turns off the light as the two of you get comfortable, Gretchen settling in at the foot of the bed. Oh man. Stella lies beside you, and the two of you settle into a comfortable silence in the darkened room, her heartbeat and the gentle moan of the Appalachian wind near deafening in the otherwise quiet atmosphere. With her beside you, the events of the evening seem like something that happened to someone else, though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe and you're warm. Eventually, the sun will rise and chase away the monsters, and make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in the normal world and have a relaxing week in the mountains with a new companion. It's a nice thought, but deep down, you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. Alright, and that's the end of chapter 1, but we're going to keep going. Let me see. Oh, you're right, it does say that my Twitch, I did set this up pretty recently. I just accidentally wrote Twitch instead of Twitter. I'll fix that while we watch this little, this is like a little, foreshadowing, post-chapter foreshadowing visuals. Of spooky things to come. And yeah, that's fair, and honestly, thank you for pointing out the typo. I had just totally not noticed it. Should be fixed now. And then this is the spooky mine we're going to see quite a lot of in Act 2. Kind of do that a lot. I mean, it's a skill, noticing stuff like that. Alright. So that's some of the spoopy stuff. Spoopy foreshadowing for going forward. Alright. This is the end of episode 1. Episode 2 awaits. Save, and we'll save here. Alright, if you'd like to continue with this world state in episode 2, please save your game now. Would you like to see a recap of episode 1 before you start episode 2? Yes, okay. So now we're going to do a recap of episode 1, so hopefully that'll also help catch people up. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops and CD depots that felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something that you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Tabitha. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. Avery. So, has Stella mentioned she's famous? Stella. Haha, oh Avery, I'm not famous. Avery. Look, if you're not gonna go around tooting your own horn, you know I'm gonna do it for you. Stella sighs. I'm a YouTuber. Avery. She hunts cryptids. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Duke. You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of these woods at dawn. Duke. Come on, you, whatever your name is. Grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. And that's normally the point where you have to... Yes. Where you have to make a terrible decision, but with powerful builds, you get to skip this one. You heroically dive forward, tucking Gretchen under one arm and grabbing the flashlight with the other. Duke. I said aim the damn thing! Quick! Perfect. Wayne. Welcome home. Sybil. My grandmother called them ditchlings, and they are a terrible omen. A sign of great suffering and destruction to come. From the comfort of Stella's guest room, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else. Though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe and you're warm. Tuesday morning awaits. Let's wake up. You open your eyes, alone in Stella's guest bed. The sun has risen, the birds are singing. You are still alive, and for now, you are safe. Your gaze wanders across the unfamiliar room to the window and the woods beyond, and you wonder if the monsters are lurking just beyond the trees, ready to pounce as soon as you leave the comfort of your new friend's family home. You can't help but remember the sight of pale faces jeering at you from the trees, their calls echoing through the woods as you ran for your life. A knock at the front door. Your morbid thoughts are interrupted by a distinctly unhappy voice filtering through the house and past the closed door of your bedroom. Tabitha. Where the hell is Pengu? Stella. Oh, hey, Tabby. There's a fresh pot of coffee on the table if you want to come in. Tabitha. No, I'm just here to check on my cousin. Let's make this quick. I have a lot on my plate today. Okay, good night, shiny kitten. Thanks for stopping in. Hope you're able to get some good sleeps. And I hope that your streamiversary goes well. And thank you again for hanging out. Oh, right, and also, you know, since you're here and all, and it sounds like you have a kind of cool thing coming up, let's just give you a shout-out. That did not work. That did me. All right, let me try that again. I typed your name wrong. I did the thingies instead of... Okay, let's try. Let's try that again. Yeah, there we go. Oh, geez, it's 2:45 a.m. where you are? Oh, well, I hope that... Whew, I hope you get as good sleeps as you can, given the circumstances. And have as pleasant night as you can. Yes. I hope you're able to maybe catch up on sleep. You too. Alright. Okay, so Tabitha comes in and says, "No, I'm just here to check on my cousin. Let's make this quick. I have a lot on my plate today." You're barely decent. It might be mildly scandalous if people saw you like this. Yeah, we're gonna saunter out half-clothed. You might not be fully decent, but you're not about to let that stop you from being a part of this conversation. Tabitha's face! Oh, Tabitha. Oh, put some clothes on! Stella. Morning, how'd you sleep? Gretchen excitedly looks at you and wiggles her tail. Tabitha. Silence. What exactly did the two of you get up to last night? Stella. We, went up to the woods to film a video. Tabitha. Never mind, I don't actually want to know. What I do want to know is why on earth you decided to blow me off to spend the night with a stranger. Stella. Hey, don't be so hard on Pingu. I asked them to crash here. And last night was a lot, Tabby. There's something horrible out in those woods, and I don't think anyone in this room wanted Pingu walking up that mountain alone last night. Tabitha. Stella, would you mind giving me a moment alone with my cousin? And while you're at it, please stop calling me Tabby. We're not in high school anymore. Stella. Yeah, alright. Oh, jeez. Oh... this is hard. Okay, this is difficult. So, how do we be good-natured here? I want to say actually Stella stays is... I think I'm gonna go with this could just be a thinks they are stating the obvious sort of answer. And not intending to be accusatory. Isn't this Stella's house? Why are you bossing her around? Stella. Come on, Tabby. No berating guests in the Richmond household. Tabitha. Whatever. I don't really care if you're here for this. You've been in town for less than a day, and my stress is already through the roof. I mean, I get it. Stella got you all worked up and you were too scared to walk home. Sure, whatever. That checks out. But I don't care if those woods are chock full of ghouls and ghosties. You had me worried sick. From now on, you're back at the estate by bedtime. No more impromptu sleepovers. Ah! I'm sorry, I'm not choosing either of those. I might just kind of throw that somewhere as I think I chose page 20 as my new quick saves page to play with options, but nah. Neither of these go with the Thembo attitude we're going for. I can take care of myself is a little too brush-offy, and you're just jealous of my game is harsh, yo? There's actually something... Yeah, I'm gonna go with, I'm sorry, it won't happen again. Tabitha. Good. I'm glad we could have this talk. Actually, you know what? I know I just said that, but I might be changing my mind. Powerful build is actually not an unreasonable, like Pingu might just be saying it as a matter of fact. Like, have you seen these muscles? You don't have to stay up late worrying about me. I'll be fine. Tabitha. This isn't just about safety. It's common courtesy not to skip out on your host without telling them. Treat my time with the respect it deserves. And speaking of time, I've already spent much more of it than I'd have liked coming down here. I'm leaving, but I expect to see you back at the estate tonight. Stella. Wait, Tabby, let me know if you're free sometime, okay? Tabitha sighs. You're relentless. We'll see, but don't get your hopes up. Stella. Hey, you good? Sorry about Tabby, she totally blindsided me. I think it's one of these two. I think she means well, or I'm good, but how are you? I think I'm gonna go with, I think she means well. Stella. Yeah, but that doesn't mean your feelings don't matter. That was tense. Are you okay? I don't regret staying here, but you're right. That sucked. And it's not like I didn't let her know where I was. Stella. Last night was a lot. I don't think anyone can blame you for crashing here. Tabby just doesn't get what we went through. Who would, honestly? And for the record, I'm happy you stayed too. Anyway, sorry for that rude awakening. I'd been up for a little while, but was hoping to let you get a little extra sleep. But you're up now, and we've got a full day ahead of us if we're going to get to the bottom of this. Nah. I don't want to hang out here all day. I want to go hang out with people. Oh, yes, perfect. Alright, boss, what's the game plan? Stella. Aw, don't call me boss. We're partners in this. But first things first, I was hoping to swing by the library. Kanika's got a head start on us. It looks like she's already there. Oh, that reminds me. Let me set up a group chat. What's your number? You and Stella exchange numbers. A text message from Stella to you and Kanika. It reads, Group chat. Stella. Hopefully we can find out more about ditchlings from some of the older local books there. I've also got a couple of threads cooking on my cryptid forums, but who knows if that'll pan out. Anyway, daylight's burning, so let's roll out as soon as you finish getting dressed. Need protein. So hungry. Stella. Don't worry about it. I've packed all sorts of snacks for the day, and Oscar totally won't mind if we eat at the library. Sounds good. Get dressed and headed to town. The walk to town was short. Stella's house is barely a stone's throw from what remains of Scarlet Hollow's once bustling main street. You shudder as you stare down the thoroughfare, both from the chill in the morning air and the all-too-present memories of everything you witnessed last night. Stella. You see that building labeled Town Hall? That's actually the library. Well, it's also the Town Hall, but that's just a small upstairs office nowadays. I guess the town's not what it used to be. That and our mayor's really into going on walks. I think there's actually going to be a meet and greet later this week. Could be just the pick-me-up we need with everything that's been going on. Sounds fun. I'd love to meet the mayor. Stella. Sweet. You won't regret it. Avery. Oh, hey! Morning, Stella. And same to you, Pingu. Sybil. Speak of the devil. We were just talking about you. Avery. Coming from Stella's, huh? Did y'all have a slumber party? Stella. Sorry y'all, but I'm actually in a bit of a rush this morning. I really can't stop to chat. It'll take me a bit to set up, so if you want to catch up with folks or grab something at the diner, you can meet me at the library when you're done. Oh sure, see you in a bit, Stella. Stella. Cool. See you soon. Avery. Whoa, she always has time to chat. Is she feeling okay? Sybil. Oh, Stella and Pingu just got up to a bit of trouble last night, that's all. Avery. You can't just drop something like that and leave me hanging. What happened, Pingu? Oh, yeah. Pingu's our Thembo is just gonna be like, tell the whole story! Pingu. Stella and I went into the woods to try and find a skunk ape, but we ran into something way worse. Actual monsters. Sybil says they're called ditchlings, but whatever they are, there are dozens of them and they're mutilating the local wildlife. Avery. Whoa, slow down. Y'all actually found something out there? Sybil. I can corroborate. I may not have been out there with them, but I've seen their footage and they encountered something otherworldly out in those woods. Avery. Well, whatever it was that happened out there, you're clearly a little shaken up. Tell you what, I'm on break for the next half hour. How about you swing by the diner? Winnie can fix you up some of Sybil's new blend and try to calm your nerves. Sybil. It's chaga and lemon balm. It's always helped me on the bad days. Avery. And if you need to talk about what happened, I'm all ears. Anyway, it's up to you. See you around, Pingu. See ya, Sybil. Sybil. Take care now, Avery. I'd better get back to it myself. glad I was able to catch you this morning, if only to see how you were holding up. Please don't hesitate to stop by if I can be of any help. There's no explore thing, so... Thanks, Sybil! Sybil. Of course. Stay safe, Pingu, and God bless. Stella said you had some time to kill before she's finished setting up. Let's swing by the well, actually, let's swing by the general store. Why not? This is your first time seeing the general store in the light of day. A young man sits at the table by the register, too preoccupied with his phone to care that you stepped in. Hi, I'm Pingu. I just got into town yesterday. Miles. Miles. What you doing on your phone? Miles. Playing a Dragon Ball game. It's not like it's cool or anything. I'm just killing time. I'm gonna say, so if I wanted to buy some chips or something here, do I talk to you or... Miles? You can just have some chips if you want. It's not a big deal. Wouldn't that be stealing? Miles. If Kanika cares about me offering some free chips, she can hire someone else and let me live my life. She inherited the store, and I don't want to keep getting suckered into working here just because I'm her brother. We make most of our money on bulk orders anyway. A bag of chips doesn't make a difference. Yeah, I don't think our Thembo would ever think that stealing was okay. But this is a great place for me to get that achievement, so I'm gonna throw it into my poke at it later pile. I think Pingu is like, hungry, want chips, but paying for them. I'm paying for my chips. I insist. Miles. Oh, come on. I'm trying to be nice. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm good. I feel too awkward about it. I'm good, thanks. Miles. Alright. See ya, Miles! Ah, whoops. I didn't mean to do that. Miles. See ya. Miles' focus turns back to his phone as you leave the general store. Oh, and also, did you notice that he talks to you way more? I've been told that that's a hot trait thing, or I've read somewhere, I think. That Miles will only be that talkative with you the first time you meet him if you are attractive and charming. Alright. Time to swing by the diner. You head towards the diner. The diner is a little quiet today, but the air is still heavy with the tantalizing smell of breakfast. Talk to Avery. You slide into the booth across from Avery. Avery. Hey there, stranger. Before you can exchange words, Winnie sidles up, a fresh mug of tea in hand. Heard you might need this. The answer to 29 down is oink, by the way. Avery. What? But the clue is pen sound. How is that a sound a pen makes? Wait. Pen like pig pen? Are you kidding me? How was I supposed to guess that? Winnie. I don't know why you even bother with those things. They're just gonna frustrate you. Avery. It's just something to do to fill the time, but maybe I should switch to Sudoku. Winnie leaves Avery contemplating daily newspaper puzzles, returning to her seat behind the counter. Avery. So, thanks for telling me about last night. If you really want to go into the grisly details, you can tell me. I won't judge. Oh, fair enough. Hi, Nason. We're a bit of a ways into this one, as you might be able to tell. Don't mind me just adjusting my seating position. Let's see. I am trying to decide if I want to keep my options open or stick with, being flirty with Stella. Like, I think for this run, I'm gonna romance Stella, because it's the only run where I can believably say that my character will not notice that Tabitha still carries a torch for Stella, and I kind of want to see if I can hook up Tabitha and Stella. So yeah, I don't know if I want to be flirty. Oh, you needed to see chapter 2. Fair enough. Right, so we're actually we've actually just started on chapter 2 for this run as well. This is my Thembo run, where Thembo being a non-binary himbo. Yeah, you know what? I think that Pingu is not even going to realize that they're flirting. My Pingu in this is a Thembo. So, I did name myself Pingu, but it is not. I am not playing like myself. I am playing like a Thembo. So yeah, I think being flirtatious comes so naturally to them that it doesn't even occur to them that they're flirting. I guess we could chat about last night, but I actually came here because I wanted to get to know you. Avery. Oh yeah? Alright, what do you want to know? Have you lived here your whole life? Avery. Nah, I moved here from Scarlet. Gosh, 3 years ago now? Maybe a little more. I've lost track. Aunt Winnie offered me a place to stay and a job, and who was I to pass on that sort of generosity? To be honest, it still feels like I just moved in. Practically everyone apart from the Cold folks grew up in this town, so it's like I'm the perpetual new kid. Don't get me wrong, folks here are plenty polite and friendly, but there's a shared history that I'll never be part of. Why'd you leave Scarlet, if you don't mind me asking? Avery. No, that's cool. I was having some education disputes with my folks. They had thoughts on how my life was supposed to go, and I had other plans. It, wasn't great. Especially since I was still stuck under their roof. When my aunt heard about it, she offered me a job and a place to stay, and the rest is history. Alright, now we're gonna move on to the grisly details about last night, I think. Thank you. Alright, I think I'm ready to talk about what happened last night. Avery. Oh yeah? You spill the beans, glad to have someone to talk to about the horrors you've witnessed. Avery. Whoa, wow, that is some heavy stuff. No wonder Stella seemed distant. Monsters in the woods. I may not have lived here long, but I've never heard of anything like that happening around these parts. Can't say I like the thought of it. I know that everything I told you about last night was a lot, but I'm not going to let anything happen to you or this town. We're on the case. Avery. Thanks, Pingu. I'm not typically one to get worried, but that's especially true with someone like you around. Aw man, it looks like my shift is starting. I hope you're doing a bit better. I'm going to keep my ears open for you. The diner is where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot about what goes on around here. I'll let you know if anyone mentions those monsters or anything else strange or unusual. Avery slips out of the booth, giving a friendly half-wave before disappearing into the back. You leave the diner, ready to continue your day. I feel good about how that conversation went. Alright, head to the library. You enter the former town hall. What once must have been a stately foyer has since been converted into rows of shelves. Meeting rooms and offices long ago gave way to assorted reference collections and reading areas. Stella. Oh hey, you made it! Settle in with Stella and Kanika. You head over to Stella and Kanika's table and settle in. Stella. Glad you found the place. Kanika. Hey Pingu, you look tired. Yes. I'm still amped up on adrenaline, actually. I've never done a Scooby-Doo before. Kanika. Some creepy old guy with a real estate scheme and a bad costume is at least a little more believable than monsters and curses. Stella. All we need now is for Gretchen to start talking. Lols. Kanika. Anyways, I guess we should get started. New person. Hey there, strangers! A literal stranger. We won't be strangers for long. I'm Pingu. I don't know, I don't like Stella's face. Oscar. Oh, gosh. Hi, I'm Oscar Gutierrez, the chief librarian. And only librarian. Stella. Pingu's in town for the funeral. I'm gonna say Pingu totally didn't notice. It just comes so naturally to our Thembo character to be flirtatious that they just don't notice that they're doing it. Oscar. Oh, I should have known you were a Scarlet. You look so much like Vivian. Not that I knew her very well. I was still a little kid when she left. But that Scarlet resemblance, it's a strong. Not that that's a bad thing. Stella. Oscar's amazing. He practically built this library from scratch. Kanika. Yeah, I'm a little jealous of what the kids around here get to grow up with. They don't know how good they have it. Oh yes, Silent Max Chapter 2 was a thing. Yep. So, we only just started Chapter 2 for this run, but there's a whole other run where you can watch both Chapter 1 and 2. Anyway, Kanika continues. Back when I was in elementary school, all the library had was a couple of shelves of boring books donated by old people. Oscar. You all are too kind, but speaking of kids, have either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there. You know the crowd she hangs around with. Stella. They're good kids at heart. I'm sure they're just up at the old Maxwell place doing teen stuff. I went up there plenty of times in my day. I'll be sure to keep my eyes peeled. What's the old Maxwell place? Stella. It's this great old abandoned spot. We used to hang out there when we were teens. Kanika. I can't believe I used to be so reckless. The floors there were like Swiss cheese. Oscar. I should really have a talk with Rosalina when she gets home. I'm sure she's fine. Kanika. You might not want to let her run off like that anymore, though. It's not as safe as it usually is around here. Oscar. Is that so? Stella. Kanika's right. There's some weird stuff going on out in the woods. That's actually why we came in here today. Have you ever heard of creatures called ditchlings? They're a type of cryptid that shows up around places on the brink of disaster. They kind of look like if the Pillsbury Doughboy was a creepypasta. Kanika's mom told us about them last night after seeing some footage we got in the woods. Oscar. Ditchlings? Doesn't ring a bell. Stella. Dang, worth a shot. Okay, if you were, say, trying to predict a horrible disaster that might befall our town, where would you start looking? Oscar. Well, they say history repeats itself, so I'd probably try and figure out what sorts of disasters this region typically falls prey to. Should I be worried about something? Stella. I don't know yet. I'll be right back. Gonna go nab some more books. Behave while I'm gone, Gretchen. Oscar. Aw, you don't have to worry about her, Stella. You're such a good dog, aren't you, Gretchen? Here, have a biscuit, old gal. Gretchen inhales the soft biscuit, drool leaking from her toothless mouth as she swallows it whole. Kanika. I'm pretty sure Stella's barking up the wrong tree, Oscar. I don't think you have to worry about any horrible calamity befalling the town. But she's right about the weird stuff. There's definitely something unusual going on out in the woods. It's nothing that we can't get to the bottom of. Oh, I really am having fun with this run. It's such a joy to just play this extremely exuberant character. Also, we did play Chapter 1 and it was very fun. I hope it was. Anyway. Oscar. I'm gonna try calling Rosalina again. Kanika. I'm sure she's fine. Really. Rosalina's a smart kid. She knows better than to go around getting into trouble, and we'll make sure to keep our eyes peeled. Oscar. Thanks, Kanika. And Pingu, if you see a 13-year-old girl with a black braid and glasses, would you let her know that her dad is worried about her? Oscar anxiously wanders off, phone in hand. Stella. Got him! Just grabbed a whole mess of local history books. Stella sets a massive pile of books on the table and pulls up a chair. All right. Got our snacks, got our source documents. Let's get this research party started. This is going to be so much faster with the two of you here to help out. Kadika. I'll be doing most of my research online. You never know what kind of weird biases the folks writing these books might have. Stella. Whatever you find online might be biased too, you know. Kadika. Which is why we cross-reference things. Stella. Yeah, you're right. It's good to cast a wide net. Guess the books are up to me and Pingu. Reading awaits. I'm not going to go reading is for suckers, but I am going to say that my Thembo run does not really lend well to booky things. So I'm going to say attempts to flip through So our Thembo looks at the books, goes, oh, books, okay, let's pick one. Appalachian Folk Monsters, that looks like it might be fun. And, like, readable. Which means we're gonna go through the Appalachian Folk Monsters thing again. I kind of not sure if I'm up for redoing the Taily Post story the way I did it last night, but, maybe I'll give it a try. Alright. A few entries catch your eye. Wampus Cat, a large cat-like creature with a loud, howling voice, often said to sound like a woman crying out in pain. Often linked to Cherokee legends, some cite the Wampus Cat as originating with the story of a woman who sought vengeance against a monstrous cat demon for driving her husband mad. She hunted it down and, by wearing a bobcat mask, tricked it into using its own vile magic on itself, freeing the people of their region from its evil. And then the other story is follow tradition, and women should know their place, and therefore I'm not reading it. Pingu took one look and was like, nope, and just flipped the page. Both in and out of character. Ha! Tommyknockers, enigmatic cave-dwelling creatures primarily known for causing mischief. Tommyknockers originated in Cornish mythology, spreading to the United States when Cornish immigrants began working in Appalachian mines. They're named for the knocking that can be heard from seemingly within the walls before a cave-in. According to some, the knocking serves as a benevolent warning. Others believe that the creatures take stolen hammers to the supports of mines and collapse them on whoever is unfortunate enough to still be inside. They are traditionally thought to be impish, leprechaun-like beings, but some claim they are the spirits of dead miners, forever cursed to haunt their final resting place. Alright. You know what? We're gonna do it. In case someone only wants to watch one run and they choose this run, we're gonna go through the Taily Post story. Plus, I think I interrupted myself a couple times during the last one, so... see how I do with this. I'm going to try to do the voices again and see how it goes. Alright. Tailipo, a small creature with a long tail and wide yellow eyes. There was a hunter who lived in a tiny cabin in the middle of the woods, all alone with his hunting dog. One night, after a particularly bad week of hunting, both their stomachs empty, the hunter spied something out of the corner of his eye. Some small creature had gotten into the cabin through a hole, and before he could even figure out what it was, he'd drawn his gun and fired at the thing, his hunger guiding his actions. But it was quick, and it ran back through its hidey hole and out of sight, leaving only its long black tail shot off by the hunter's rifle. "Guess this'll have to do," he said to his dog, and threw the tail into a pot to cook a soup. He and his dog ate well that night, the tail filling them both up. The hunter crawled into bed, satisfied, and his dog curled up at his feet. He woke up to the sound of long nails scrabbling across the wood. His dog was nowhere in sight, only a rumpled spot on the covers where he'd been, and in the gloom he saw two big yellow eyes staring right at him. "I want my Tailipo," a high, hoarse voice croaked from the darkness. "Go away!" he screamed at the thing. But it stepped closer to him, still shrouded in darkness, the sound of long claws dragging across hardwood, accompanying its movements.
I want my Tailipo! The creature growled again.
I'll get my dog after you!
The hunter squeaked, his voice catching in his throat with fear. But there was no dog to be seen. I want my Tailipo! Before the hunter could so much as scream, the creature leapt from the darkness, long claws stretched out towards the hunter. No one is sure what the creature did to him that night, but the next morning, all that remained of the hunter, his dog, and his cabin was a chimney standing alone in the woods. You're done here. You close the book and put it back.
Okay, I felt pretty good about that one. All right, I think I managed a good second run on it. And now I can clip that version instead of the other version and not have to worry about cutting the bit where I was chatty in the middle. All right, you close the book and put it back. And I think I'm all done. Let's check in. I just cannot justify Pingu, our Thembo character, going through that many books. Stella. Alright, if we're going with what Kanika's mom told us last night, I think we can rule out any natural disasters as what brought the ditchlings here. But not nuclear incidents. Looks like our state has a history with those. What about y'all? Find anything? Before you can respond, a handsome black cat leaps onto the table. Stella quickly slams her book shut. Aw, hey Pixel. Kanika, you might want to close your book. He loves to rip up any paper he can find. Stella, haha, don't worry, little guy. I didn't forget your treats. Pixel immediately goes to town on Stella's treats. Oscar, sorry if Pixel is bothering you all. Hopefully he hasn't gobbled up any of our books. He can't stand the thought that people might pay attention to anything that isn't him. You decide to leave Pixel be. The cat curls up on the table, fast asleep. Oscar, alright, I'd better get back to shelving. Let me know if you all need anything. Have you had any luck with Rosalina? Oscar, not yet. I knew a teen would be a handful, but I didn't think it'd happen overnight. I'll probably head out once you're all done and check in on her usual haunts. Stella, what was that you were saying about nuclear incidents? Kanika, you were talking about that Goldsboro thing, right? Stella, yeah. Apparently in the 60s, a B-52 carrying a live warhead broke up midair and dropped a couple of bombs. Oscar, fascinating bit of history there. The first of the two bombs landed upright after its parachute got caught in a tree. Thankfully, it didn't go off. At the time, the government claimed that the bomb was unarmed, but it later came out that the only thing preventing a detonation was a single electrical switch, which failed to trigger on descent. Stella. And 60 years later, the second bomb still hasn't been recovered. Oscar. Right. Its conventional explosive disintegrated in midair, but most of the nuclear material was made unrecoverable by flooding. If I remember correctly, they just buried it and sealed it up. So the nuke made the ditchlings. Case closed. Looks like we've got it, folks. Kanika. I don't think so. Goldsboro is almost 400 miles away from here. Stella. Look, you never know with radiation. Kanika. We actually know quite a bit. It just melts you. It doesn't make monsters. And a 60-year-old bomb isn't going to explode on its own hundreds of miles away and kill us here. Stella. You never know. There could always be a whole underground society of bomb-worshipping mutants just waiting to blow it up. Kanika. I've missed this. You lean in and quietly whisper to Stella and Kanika. Do you guys think that there's, like, a cult here? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Maybe the ditchlings were actually nudists doing some sort of weird ritual. Kanika. Har har, very funny. Stella. You were there with me last night, Pingu. You know as well as I do that whatever we saw, it wasn't human. know. You don't know. Alright. So, Appalachian folk monsters. I don't think Pingu's gonna put that together. Do you think the ditchlings are Tommyknockers? What, with the whole warning thing? Stella. Good thought, but Tommyknockers live in mines. That's like their whole thing. I'm gonna write it down, though. Kanika. Tommyknockers are literally just the sounds that happen when a bunch of rocks and wood are about to collapse. Stella. Are they, or are they the sound of mysterious creatures pounding on the rocks and support beams with hammers to cause a collapse? There's simply no way to know. My mom used to tell me that Taily-Po story back when I was little. I can't believe I forgot that one. It scared me so bad I didn't eat soup for years. I thought a monster might try to dig it out of my stomach if I did. Kanika. I love that one. There's this old chimney in the woods that I used to think was the chimney from Taily-Po, the one that was left after the thing did whatever it did. Now I know it's just because chimneys don't burn down and wood houses do. Stella. That doesn't mean it's not the chimney from Taily-Po. I've camped out there a couple of times and seen some pretty spooky stuff. Kanika. Yeah, I watched that video. You saw raccoons. You're gonna get rabies one of these days, chasing after wildlife like that. Stella. What can I say? I like to live on the edge. Yeah, I still don't think our Thembo version of Pink will not make that connection. Let's move on. Do you think Wayne factors into any of this? Kanika. That creep who keeps coming around my mom's tea room? Stella. He snuck up on us last night and called out Pingu by name. Kanika. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with him. Maybe he's sick. Maybe that has something to do with what you saw in the woods. I don't know. Stella. I'd buy it. Yeah, I'm gonna go with... What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Stella. Maybe we should go to the mines. There was that collapse a while back and a lot of people died. Maybe the ditchlings are here to warn us about something like that happening again. Kanika. Okay, good. And hopefully we can find out whatever happened to Wayne while we're at it. I'm gonna go with... Yeah, this is a cute option, and I think it matches the energy I'm trying to go for this character. Finally! The opportunity I've been looking for to get to know Tabitha. Kanika. I don't think she's gonna be super jazzed to see any of us snooping around the mines, let alone bothering her while she's trying to run the place. Stella. She does get a little grumpy when she's at work. Kanika. She gets grumpier at work. I'm pretty sure snark is that girl's baseline level of existence. Chatting over dinner might be a better way to get to know her. If you're okay eating boxed mac and cheese. Stella. We can sneak around the mines, no problem. I'll make sure to keep my eyes peeled for her. She won't even know we were there. Look at us, going out on a caper together. I missed this. Kanika. I missed it too. I mean, sure, it's not under the best of circumstances, but I've been so wrapped up in running the store I didn't realize how much I missed being able to hang out with you. Though, there is something missing. Stella and Kanika at the same time. Reese! Kanika. I really miss that dude. I can't believe how long it's been since we've seen each other. Have you seen him lately? Stella. Nope, I've tried to plan stuff, but he's been too sick. Kanika. I didn't realize it was getting so bad. That poor guy. Stella. You know, we could just pop over and surprise him. He seemed excited to meet Pingu. Maybe we'll finally get him to leave his little cave. Kanika. Hell yeah, let's do it! Stella. Alright, let's roll out. See ya, Oscar. We'll let you know if we run into Rosalina. Oscar. Thanks, guys. I'll keep you all posted. Reese's home stands at the edge of the forest wall, an isolated buffer cushioning the rest of the town from an unending wilderness. Stella. Reese, it's Stella. I brought some buddies, too. Shh, Not so loud, he's still sleeping. Can I help you with something?
The woman in the doorway stares directly into your eyes. You can practically feel her simmering irritation washing over you.
Kanika. Hi, Dr. Kelly. We were wondering if it would be okay if Reese could come hang out.
Stella. Nothing strenuous, we promise.
Dr. Kelly. I'm not going to wake him up. If he's sleeping, he probably needs it. Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now. Anyway.
Kanika. Oh no, poor Reese.
Stella.
It's just been so long since either of us have gotten the chance to hang out with him. I'm sure he and Pingu would get along super well, too.
And once again, she's doing the puppy dog eyes. Yeah. Hi, I'm Pingu, Vivian's kid. Dr. Kelly. I know who you are.
The way she avoids looking at you as she speaks make you feel like you've done something wrong, even though you're pretty sure you've done nothing at all.
Reese's mom turns back to the house, sighing. Sorry, I know that was a little rude. You just want to hang out with Reese, and he misses both of you too.
She sighs again, as if deciding whether to finish her thought.
He's usually feeling his best around mid-afternoon. Why don't you come over tomorrow, and we can have some supper, and y'all can hang out with him for a bit. I don't promise that he'll be perky, but I'm sure it'll brighten his spirits to see you two again. And I suppose you can come too, Pingu.
Stella. That would be great. I can bring a side dish, maybe deviled eggs. Does he still eat those?
Dr. Kelly. No, eggs are a little too much for him. They don't settle well. You can leave the cooking to me. I know what he can handle.
Stella. Okay, I'll bring soda then.
Dr. Kelly. That's not... Okay, yes, fine. You can bring soda. Nothing with caffeine. Ginger ale, preferably. Oh, and leave the dog at home.
Stella. She might cheer him up. You know they have those therapy dogs in hospital.
Dr. Kelly. No dogs.
Kanika. Thanks so much, Dr. Kelly. We'll stop bothering you now. See you later. Dr. Kelly nods in acknowledgement and quickly shuts the door. The sound of several locks clicking into place can be heard from within.
Something's going on in that household.
Kanika. God, that woman makes me so nervous. Stella. I remember she used to be so nice and carefree when we were kids. She always had the best stickers when we had to get our shots. Maybe she's just stressed about Reese.
Kanika. Or maybe she's just nice to kids.
Stella. Either way, I guess it's just the three of us. You gonna drive?
Kanika. Yeah, sorry, I don't like the thought of going up there without the van.
Stella. Cool, I'll take my shortcut then. It shouldn't take long for me to get there. You're welcome to tag along, Pingu.
Don't worry, I won't be offended if you'd rather ride with Kanika. I'm sure you're probably sick of the woods.
Kanika. Either way works for me.
Well, I mean, with our powerful build and love of exercise, we are clearly walking.
Pingu.
I'll walk with Stella. We'll meet you there.
The woods are calm and serene compared to last night, though you can't help but get the feeling that danger lurks just beyond the trees. Stella. Hey, thanks for coming along with us. With Gretchen and me, I mean. I had a lot of fun hanging out with you last night, but
it was also kind of an objectively horrible experience. I was a little worried you'd bolt the first thing in the morning. I guess it's hard not to feel a connection after going through something like that together. Yeah.
A connection? I felt something more like a spark.
Stella.
Oh yeah? I'm glad you feel the same way. The conversation comes to a dramatic halt, with you, Stella, and Gretchen all whirling around to face the source of the sound.
Stella.
Whoa, calm down, girl. It's just a bird.
The same probably goes for both of us. I guess we're still a little on edge. We're all a little on edge.
Let's hurry to the mine. It shouldn't be too much farther. Kanika casually leans against her van as you and Stella emerge from the woods. Kanika. Hey!
Y'all have a good walk?
Stella. Yeah, it was great.
I mean, not that you were missing out or anything.
Kanika. You didn't run into any of those creatures, did you? Stella. Nope. Kanika. That makes sense. They're probably nocturnal. I don't know if I should feel relieved or disappointed. But we're all here. What's the plan? Stella. guess we just go talk to people. Kanika. I guess so. Stella. I should probably be on lookout duty. I'm a bit of a persona non grata in the mines. Kanika. Tabitha? Stella. Yeah, I might have tried sneaking in to talk to her a time or two too many. And Gretchen makes it extra hard to be sneaky. Kanika. We're probably less likely to get caught if only one of us is snooping around down there. Yeah! I'm sure I'll fit right in with a bunch of burly coal miners. Kanika. You're gonna do great. So, the plan. You know those cheesy old rom-coms where somebody wears an earpiece on their first date? Stella. Whoa, do you have some kind of surveillance set up in the back of your van that I didn't know about? Kanika. What? No. I have a pair of earbuds with a really good mic. We can just do a group call. Kanika hands you a pair of earbuds. We can feed you questions if you get stuck, and Stella can give you a heads up if Tabitha's headed your way. Stella. Dang, I've missed doing this sort of thing with you. You're so thorough. Kanika. Aw, thanks. I do my best. Stella. I guess we should part ways and start the call, yeah? Stella and Kanika break off, leaving you alone at the entrance to the mines. Your phone buzzes. Stella. Hey! Kanika. Can you hear us? Try saying something. You're loud and clear. Stella. Cool. Same goes for you. Nothing to do now but enter the worksite. You pass through the unlocked fence and enter the property of the Scarlet Hollow Mine. I'm in. Kanika. Alright, Morpheus. Good to know. You approach the nearest group of miners. A blonde woman, a broad-shouldered man, and an old-timer. The uniforms identify them as Harrison, Davis, and Zax. Zax. You got a reason to be bothering us? I'm so excited too, because I like how my, Silent Run and, Thembo Run are, polar opposites. So, when we had Max come in here last night and talk to the miners, his whole shtick is that he doesn't really like talking to people, so it's he got this far and then went, never mind, bye, without actually saying anything. Whereas Pingu, being our Thembo, and also just being very outgoing and friendly and talkative, is I'm gonna ask all the questions that I can get away with. So start with a polite introduction. Hey there, I'm Tabitha's cousin. Zax. Yeah, we know. Me and Davis were in the diner yesterday when you popped in. Davis. How can we help? Seen anything weird lately? Harrison. Nope, nothing at all. Zax. You make sure to tell your cousin that, okay? Kanika. Maybe letting them know you're related to Tabitha wasn't a good idea. I mean, in fairness, they already knew. I've not super seen many folks talk to all three groups. Well, we'll see if I can. Alright, but certainly we're gonna try. Do you know anything about a guy named Wayne? Zax. Yeah, we knew him. Davis. He was such a cut-up. Missed that dude. What happened to him? The miners shift for a moment, uncomfortably glancing at one another. Harrison. Isn't that the guy y'all said was, Zax. He's gone. That's all that matters. I think Pingu is graceful enough to know when to press and when to leave it be. I think that's about good. I don't think the what do you think of Tabitha is just kind of a suspicious thing to ask. It doesn't really have any relevance to this, so... Actually, that's all. Thanks. Zax. Bye. You walk away from the miners. Approach another group of miners. You head over to the next group of miners. You stop in your tracks, a shiver running up your spine as an unfortunately familiar voice calls out to you. Wayne. You shouldn't be up here. It's dangerous. Okay, I'm sorry. Powerful build, show him who's boss.
I gotta see what happens. Gotta see what happens. Whoever this creep is, he doesn't seem to understand who's boss around here. You rush forward to throw a punch, but before you've even finished swinging, the figure's already moved to your side. Oh, interesting close-up. Interesting close-up. This is the best image I've ever seen of Wayne. I mean, yeah, something's obviously wrong with him, but, like, there's blood on his forehead here, clearly. And, like, and his eyes are all spoopy, but... Yeah! Oh, yeah, good point. Screenshotting that. Thanks for yes. Thank you to Pow for suggesting that. This is really fascinating. Alright. You know what? I don't think our Thembo, you know, Thembo's being pure of heart and all. I do not think normally they would be so argumentative, but this is a really spoopy dude. Gotta know what's happened. You still haven't shown him who's biased yet. The swiftness with which the figure dodged your blow was clearly just a fluke. As the first hand you threw pulls back towards the body, your second hooks towards his head. You miss again as the figure dances to your other side and are thrown back by a forceful shove. You're strong, but whatever you're up against is stronger. Wayne, you don't have to be afraid of me. Stay home. Wait for the week to end. Don't keep putting yourself in the path of danger. This is all I ask. Before you can say another word, the figure is gone. You know, it's interesting because, like, you know, we don't know what's going on, but zombie is seems pretty plausible, honestly. Like, there's reason to believe that this dude might be dead and somehow still walking around. Ergo, undead. Before you can say another word, the figure is gone. Kanika. Hey, Pingu, are you still there? We've just been getting static from you. I'm gonna say... Yeah, I mean, this is the only one. I had a tussle with Wayne. Stella. Whoa, I thought I saw some action down there. Are you okay? Yeah. I'm not used to being outmatched like that. Stella. Yeah, after you clocked that ditchling last night, I'm surprised anyone could keep up with you. Kanika. You should be careful about picking fights with him. If he's as sick as I think he is. Stella. I hate to say it, but with how the call went to static, what if he's a ghost? Like, actually a ghost? Kanika. You hate to say it? Stella, I don't think anything would make you happier than Wayne being a ghost. Also, ghosts aren't real. Stella. Hey now, just because I want ghosts to be real doesn't mean I want this ghost harassing Pink. Alright. He told me to stay at the estate for the rest of the week. That I'd be safe there. Why would he tell me that? Kanika. What the hell is that supposed to mean? He must have been threatening you, right? Stella. The plot thickens. Oh, interesting. Okay. So Tapao says, the thing I read was that this game doesn't have any non-made-for-the-game monsters. So every monster in this game was made for the game, therefore, okay. I mean, he still could be something like... I mean, he still could be undead, right? Like, the two things that I am of the opinion of for Wayne are that he is undead, like somehow in this sort of half-alive, half-dead state, or my other thought has been that he could be demon-possessed. Or both! I mean, both could be true. Alright. Wayne trying to make me leave just means we're on the right track. I'm not about to back down. Kanika. Whoa, so brave. Stella. Heck yeah, Pengu! We've got your back! Or, we've got your back. Probably. Yes. Approach another group of miners. Rodriguez. Hey there, can we help you with something? We'll start with... Have you fellas seen anything out of the ordinary lately? Rodriguez. Like what? Have you seen any weird animals? Smith. Don't tend to go on many hikes. Not exactly the nature-seeing type. Rodriguez. After a full day of work, all I see is my bed. Maybe a few beers in between. Any odd noises in the woods? Isaacs. I heard something a few nights ago. Like nothing I've ever heard. Some unearthly beast. Smith. I'm telling you, Isaacs, you need to take a sick day. You need a rest, man. Isaacs. I've already taken a sick day this year. Can't afford to take any more if I want to have Christmas off. Kanika. Tabitha! Stella. It can't be that bad here, right? Have people been getting sick? Rodriguez. You a health inspector or something? Smith. The boss looks out for our health. Have you heard any knocking in the mines? Rodriguez. Knocking? Not that I've heard. Smith. Can't hear shit down there with the machines and the men working. Isaacs. My dad used to work these mines before they brought in the continuous miner. The big machine, that is. He told me stories about something that sounded like someone was pounding on the walls. Rodriguez. No offense, Isaacs, but your daddy had a few screws loose. Smith. Rodriguez. He was a fine man. That's all on that front, thanks. Smith. Anything else? Do any of you know a man named Wayne? Rodriguez. Wayne? Do you mean Sam Wayne? Smith. What are you asking about him for? Isaacs. Wait, have you seen him? I saw him just now. He muttered some creepy stuff to me and disappeared. Isaacs. I knew it. He probably just got back to camp after whatever he went off to do. Smith. Hold on a tick. Creepy isn't exactly his MO. You know that, Isaacs. How do you know it was Sam Wayne? I don't recall seeing your face around here before. The name on his jacket. Wayne. Just like yours says Smith. Rodriguez. So do all our jackets, but if I switch with Isaacs, that don't make me Isaacs. Isaacs. No, it's gotta be him. There's no way he's dead. Smith. You really think he's running around town creeping on strangers and ignoring his friends and co-workers? Seems more likely to me that somebody took care of him, so to speak, and is running around in his clothes. The miners stand in silence for a moment, considering what they just heard. Isaacs. That's not possible. That's ridiculous. Rodriguez. This is messed up. Isaacs. But who would do something like that? Smith. I don't know. Why don't you ask his girlfriend? Rodriguez. Yikes, do you think? No way. Smith. Just saying, he wasn't exactly the first fella to fall for her charms. Lots of heartbreak in that woman's history. Lots of jilted ex-lovers, if you catch my drift. Stella. Dang, who are they talking about? Isaacs. Silence. I told him not to get involved with her. I told him. Who was Wayne seeing? Isaacs. Smith. Whoa now. If you don't know, there is no way I'm poking that wasp's nest. Forget we said anything. Rodriguez. Yeah, I don't want to be next on the chopping block. I mean, and by charms we mean money. I mean, to be fair... Oh, apparently you can visit Isaacs in Chapter 3 if you're hot enough? Interesting. Well, it didn't really give me a hot option. Maybe I should press them a little. My inclination is more to leave it for character reasons, though. And also, to be fair to Pal, I'm sure there are many people who were interested in Tabitha for her money, but Stella clearly liked her for her, and I kind of get the impression that Sam Wayne genuinely liked her before whatever happened to him happened. I've actually, in my, I'm going to talk about it, in my personal run, I have Street Smarts and, like, my non-stream run, I have Street Smarts and Keen Eye, and also a really good relationship with Tabitha, and she opened up that she really doesn't know what happened to Wayne. Like, actually doesn't. And she was not lying. Street Smarts confirmed that. But she does know that her mother, Pearl Ann, had a habit of, if somebody didn't like Tabitha dating people, and if she was seeing someone for too long, Pearl Ann would intervene and do something about it. And so all she knows is that Pearl Ann dealt with him in some way. Yeah, 100%. That's... I am sharing all of that because I'd do it on stream if I thought I would get that conversation on stream, but I really don't think I will, so I'm just telling you because it was a cool bit. Like, it was a great combination of her opening up about things and me having a character who can track lies. Tabitha absolutely genuinely has no clue what's going on with Sam Wayne and was really freaked out to see him in the house. I mean, I just had a good relationship with her. Like, I think she opens up more if she really likes you than if she only if she's still a little lukewarm towards you. And, like, you had, in your run, when you asked her what she thought of you, she was like, alright, I'll be honest, you're kind of annoying, but I'm still glad I invited you. Whereas in mine, she was just straight up like, I'm really glad you're here. And so I just did the right combination of things to make her like me. I also, specifically in that run, I waited for her at the mines. I think that probably made a big difference. Like, I didn't go in with Stella and Kanika. I waited at the entrance for Tabitha to catch up. Which was actually pretty cool. There is something entirely about the Scarlet women not getting to have real romances. Yes, absolutely. And, like, whatever happened with, like, and honestly, the Pearl Ann dealing with him, and, like, the bit we see in Chapter 3 with Edwardina dealing with Charlie, makes me wonder if there's something about that. What did that do to the mine scenes? Oh, yeah, basically, she just, you know how she comes in at a very specific moment if you call her and then go in with Stella and Kanika, but if you wait for her, she, like, basically just chats with you as you walk through the mines together, and then you both come in at that moment. And she's just a lot more friendly about the whole thing. Because she's basically like, alright, you're coming, like, I'm going in there to figure out what's going on, and I'm bringing you with me because you should be safe enough with me here, and I'd rather not let you out of my sight right now. So, so that's the basic gist. Do you still get to, yes, I absolutely still had that opportunity. With my street smarts and keen eye, I was able to catch them before they left and save everybody. But yes, that is Chapter 3 spoilers, everyone. So I'm gonna get back to Chapter 2. I'm gonna leave it. Pingu, I won't press you on it. Smith, good. I kinda do want to know what these guys think of Tabitha. What do you guys think of Tabitha? Smith, now why would you go and ask a question like that? Are you trying to insinuate something? Isaacs, horrible woman. Rodriguez, now fellas, let's not go besmirching the fine gentle lady. Isaacs, if Smith is right, she's got a lot to answer for. Rodriguez, alright fellas, I think we better cool it and get back to work before any of us say something we regret. Smith, you're probably right. Isaacs, silence. Kanika, should we check in? Stella, just as a heads up, the only group I still see out there is pretty close to the main office. It might still be worth talking to them, but I don't know if I can give you all that much of a warning if Tabitha comes out. I'm gonna try talking to one last group of miners. It shouldn't be a big deal. If Tabitha comes out, I'll just say hi, Tabby. Oh, no, sorry. I saved everyone by way of convincing Rosalina to not go. And then, you actually, like, in my run, I ran into Alexis and Becca in the main chamber right below the ladder, and was like, okay, guys, we're leaving. And they left. So, oh man, so I only have like 10 minutes left of the stream, and I do want to talk to this last group of miners, but I really need to run to the bathroom, so sorry. I will try to be quick. I will be right back.
Alright. I want to try to talk to one last group of miners. Kanika. Good luck. I got a new achievement, Nosy Nancy. Tate. Going around asking questions, huh? Johnson. You don't look like you're from the inspector's office. Have you noticed anything strange around here lately? Johnson. All sorts of weird stuff happens in these hills. What sort of weird do you mean? Any weird animal sightings? Tate. I saw a raccoon with a big old tumor last week. Spooked me something awful. Johnson. That's nature for you. Not always pretty. Leave it at that. Any noises from the woods? Johnson. All the time. Howling, screaming, all sorts of fiendish caterwauling. Tate. Probably just screech owls and bobcats, you old coot. Johnson. Might be, might not be, but I heard something the other night that sent the fear of God shivering down my spine, I tell ya. I saw the creatures that made that noise. Pale, hairless, and horribly misshapen, with little twisted-up faces. The two men stare at you, a look of disquiet in their eyes. Tate. I ain't never heard about anything like that up here. Johnson. Damn, that almost sounds like a ditchling. My grandma used to tell me stories about them when I was a little kid. Kanika. I guess it's not just my mom. Haha, we have independent confirmation. Have you heard any knocking in the mines? Johnson. You asking us if we've heard the Tommy knockers? Of course we have. We're old-timers. All of us who was here before the machine got brought in know the Tommy knockers. Tate. What a nuisance! Always stealing my hammers. It's true. Had a pickaxe stolen too. And when you heard knocking coming from one of the old tunnels, it was enough to make a man pray. Stella. Looks like I figured out what to do for my next video. Kanika. You'd better not be thinking of going into those old mine shafts alone. Stella. I could always use a partner in crime. Kanika. I'm gonna wind up down there with you, aren't I? People getting sick? Tate. I mean, some of the older miners, sure, but I wouldn't call that unusual. Alright, that's all on that front. Johnson. Sure. What can you tell me about Sam Wayne? Johnson. Oh, ho, ho, he got himself into trouble, didn't he? Why? You seen him around? What's that young buck up to? Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Okay, there's a lot of options here. I'm gonna say... I've heard from some of the other folks in camp that he had a... Yeah. I've heard from some of the other folks in camp that he had a nasty spat with an ex and disappeared not long after. Tate. Ha! You mean the boss? As far as I know, that never ended. Stella audibly gasps. Johnson. Yeah, I figured he just ran off to live in that big mansion with his belle. The thought of a strapping young man like him with that sour-faced broad always left such a bad taste in my mouth. Kanika. Oh my god, gross. Johnson. As if you wouldn't fall on your knees if a woman of means showed the slightest bit of interest in you. Or any woman at all. Tate. Fair enough. Johnson. But I suppose this begs the question. Did she run him off, or did some jealous son of a bitch oust him? Wait, are you talking about Tabitha? Tate. Yup. Stella. Dang, I figured that's what they were getting at, but it's weird to hear it out loud. Kanika. You good, Stella? Stella. Yeah, I just had no idea. So what do you think of Tabitha? The two men shift uncomfortably. Not the kindliest woman I've ever met. She runs the place all right. Tell that to all the boys she's been laying off lately. Johnson. Keep going around saying that, see how long till you're one of them boys. Tate. All I have to say is a mine that's doing well doesn't go around laying off its workers for no reason. I'm not so sure any of us are gonna have jobs in a few years. Johnson. Tate,
You're a damn fool. You're gonna be next if you keep up with that kind of talk. Stella. Pengu, I think we got a problem. Oh, hello, phobophobia! Alright. I'm in fact going to be ending my stream super soon. But this is a great spooky game, and I have several VODs. I have the first part of the one I'm doing now, which is my, like, Thembo concept run. And then I also have a different concept run, which is super quiet dude who only talks to animals and is spooky mystical. Well, not only mostly only talks to animals. And you can catch those in my VODs, and I will be back playing this game. I'm playing it every other week, but I'll get into that in my actual end of stream, which I'm pretty close to. I'm just remembering, I want to keep an eye out for, okay, I'm just keeping an eye out for it. So one thing that's worth sticking around for, though, is once my good friend Johnny One Take goes live, we're gonna raid him, and he's also playing a spooky game. It's not Scarlet Hollow, but it's called Yomawari Night Alone, I think, and it's very spooky and lots of ghosts, and I'm sort of doing it. It's sort of like a combo spooky block of games. I don't think I've seen you play anything else so far. Fair. I do play a bunch of other games. So, like, on Monday, I'll be playing Cinderella Phenomenon, which is, so on Mondays, I play this visual novel called Cinderella Phenomenon, and I usually play Minecraft on Wednesdays, but I won't be this Wednesday. And on Fridays, I play NES games. Currently, I'm going through Dragon Warrior. And also Friday nights and Saturday afternoons, I play, thank you to Pao for being on top of moderating. I play usually Don't Starve Together or sometimes other multiplayer games. So I play like a whole bunch of games, but I'm also really, really excited about Scarlet Hollow, so I've been doing a lot of Scarlet Hollow playing. So, alright, we're gonna go a little further. Okay, so Stella says, Pengu, I think we've got a problem. Tabitha, what the hell are you doing out here? Kanika, aw crap, good luck. Stella, sorry Pengu. Tate, and that's our cue. Johnson, pardon us. Tabitha, you shouldn't be here. This place is dangerous. Why can't you just stay in the estate and stop sticking your nose where it doesn't belong? And what is that ridiculous thing doing in your ears? Are you trying to record my employees? Are you trying to record me? Tabitha snatches the earbuds out of your ears and throws them to the ground. Tabitha, typical phone-addicted city dweller. Ugh. Gah. And I have a meeting in 5 minutes. I can't even drive you back. Okay, look, I don't want you wandering anywhere else. Just stay here for an hour. I can take you back to the estate as soon as my meeting wraps up. Can you please do that for me? I'm just gonna say I'm sorry, Tabitha, because I know damn well I'm not gonna stay in place. I mean, I don't know if why did my... Oh, fair. Why did my ADHD brain just fixate on the word phenomenon? I'm sure I'll eventually see you playing something else. Fair enough, yeah. Alright. I'm not gonna promise things I'm not 100%... I'm not gonna make promises I'm not sure I can keep. So I'm just gonna say, I'm sorry, Tabitha. Tabitha. What does that even mean? What good is sorry if you keep doing everything in your power to stress me out? Ugh, sorry I disappeared last night, Tabitha. I wouldn't dream of doing anything else to violate your boundaries. What are you going to do next? Actually kill someone in town? I need to get to my meeting. Just stay here until I come get you, and don't move a muscle. I'll collect you in an hour. Oh, Tabitha don't like me very much. That makes me sad. Tabitha rushes off to her meeting. You stoop to the ground and pick up Kanika's earbuds. Stella. Sorry I wasn't able to give you a better warning. You good? I've been better. Pinku is very sad to have made Tabitha so upset. You're interrupted by a sudden movement out of the corner of your eyes.
A girl carrying a bundle of snacks pops through a hole in the fence and disappears over the crest of a hill. Stella. Hey, I think I just saw Rosalina. Kanika. Wait, really? What is she doing here? I'm going after her. And that's where we're gonna leave things for the night. I think. Because, well, let me go make sure, like... But Tabitha is boring? I mean, Tabitha just wants you to stay safe. It is more fun to explore. Tabitha, the things Tabitha is asking you to do are boring. For sure. Alright. Alright, actually, I wonder if I can do a little earlier than that. So let's do... let's go from here. I've been better. Yeah, okay, here is a great place to come back into the chapter, I think. So we're gonna save there instead. So next, I know you like Tabitha, but she makes no effort to hang out or get to know you. Well, you know, I should maybe I should redo my run that I didn't stream, just so I can show people that Tabitha has a good side to her. So I like Tabitha. And I understand why people don't, but I feel like one more run. I've already done 2 runs, you know, I'm already midway through 2 runs. Why not a third, hey? Alright, let me see here. We are checking in on... Oh, actually, you know what? Let me go double check that. Alright, bear with me just a moment. Do 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 do. Sorry. Oh gosh, I also have a bit of an ADD brain that's just like, okay, I was gonna do a thing, and then wait, what was I gonna do with the thing? Question mark, question mark. Okay, Alright. Yeah, I actually like her a lot. She has solid boundaries and decent communication, even if it is bitchy. Yeah, you know. Tabitha is pity-inducing. I think maybe after Max you do a caring Tabitha, adoring person. Yeah, I dig it, I dig it. Oh, okay. So we're gonna go a little further. I just checked in with my friend John, Johnny One Take, who, and I am excited to raid him, but it turns out he's actually not gonna be starting till closer to 10:30, so let's go in a little further. Alternately, I could just go show my hangout with Tabitha. That's kind of tempting. I mean, I feel like everyone here but my sister has seen it. Well, I've got more viewers now, so let's actually just continue a little further with this run. I can always go back to that save point and redo stuff if I really want, but I'm sure I can find another good break point. So yeah, let's keep going. And yes, I've done. All right, so I've done my Thembo run where I am hot and powerful. I've done my Silent Max run where I'm mystical and I talk to animals. So for the Tabitha want to be besties with my cousin, let's say maybe what are the other 3 traits? So I should pick from the other 3 traits. There's book smart, keen eye, and street smart. Maybe I'll be book smart, street smart. Just smart all around. Because I've already done keen eye and street smart, and the only skill I haven't done is... Although, actually, book smart and keen eye would go together really well, too, I feel like. Oh, the himbo one is the one I watched last. Yeah, the other run I've been doing, which you can check the VODs, although my most recent one was late last night, and it broke up midway, so, like... But I did keep on... I jumped right back into the stream, and I redid the part that it lost. But, yeah, so... My
my mystic talk to animals quiet dude run is I've only been doing it super late at night because I don't consider it to be my official run. Like, this Thembo run is my official run, so I've been kind of loosey-goosey with the other schedule. But this one has a very, very specific schedule. You can always catch me at every other Sunday at 8 p.m. so people can follow through without missing anything. But yeah, so okay, I'm gonna do another run, and it will either be Book Smarts and Kenai or Book Smarts and Street Smarts. And I will do that after I have finished both the Max run and the Pingu, well, actually I've been calling him Silent Max. So we have the Silent Max run, and we have the Pingu Thembo run. And I will do, so once I'm done with at least one of those, maybe I'll start it after I finish the Max run, but I guess I could, like, plan to do a late Saturday night one, but I can't always keep to that, so. Anyway, yes, I'm wasting the extra time we've been given, so let's keep going. You're interrupted by a sudden movement out of the corner of your eye. A girl carrying a bundle of snacks pops through a hole in the fence and disappears over the crest of a hill. Stella. Hey, I think I just saw Rosalina. Kanika. Wait, really? What is she doing here? I'm going after her. Stella. Good idea. We'll try and catch up with you. You rush over the hill to get your bearings, the sound of active mining fading into the distance. Rosalina is nowhere to be found, but dusty footprints point towards a nearby mine. Kanika. She didn't. Oh, and by the way, just pointing out, hey, buddy. Hey, little up in the corner, buddy. What you doing here? Anyway, Kanika. She didn't. Stella. I guess the old Maxwell place doesn't cut it as a secret hangout spot these days. Kanika. But the Shaw mine? That place was shut down like 100 years ago. After a collapse that killed over 100 people. And here I thought Stella was going to be the one to drag me into an abandoned coal mine. Ah, I love this. Cool. It's been ages since I've had a chance to get some good spelunking in. Kanika. Well, at least we'll have a good guide down here in case things go south. Stella. Whoa, are you sure you want to tag along, Neeks? Pingu and I can handle this on our own. Kanika. Yeah, I'm sure. As much as I hate confined spaces, I'm not about to let Rosalina get hurt in there. Even if it means I have to go underground. Whew. Oh, Gretchen's little worried face there. It's still very cute. Stella and Kanika disappear into the mines. Before you follow, you briefly wonder if you should let Tabitha know about this. I'm gonna say Pingu is still really feeling bad about how upset Tabitha was. And this is making Pingu think, I should call her. She would want to know. You pull out your phone and dial your cousin. Tabitha. What is it? You know I'm in a meeting. A kid just snuck into the Shaw mine. I figured you should know. Tabitha. What? Are you serious? Why do things keep happening to me? Ugh, whatever. I'll head over there as soon as I can. Just stay where you are and wait for me, alright? God, I don't even know why I'm trying to reason with you. It's not like you'll listen. You know what? You know what? You know what? I'm gonna run with... Okay, so... As a Thembo, who is, you know, pure of heart, and just wants people to like them, desperately wants people to like them, I'm going with that. It's a trait. It's a relatable trait. I can relate to that trait. So I'm gonna say Pingu really, really wants people to like them, and is pretty confident Stella and Kanika already do like them, and the last interaction they had with Tabitha was really upset. And so I actually think Pingu is going to be a good cousin. And wait. And besides, this way to Pau, you'll get to see what it's like if you wait for Tabitha. Pingu. No need to get snarky. I'll wait. Tabitha. Good. Tabitha hangs up on you. Wait for Tabitha. You find a tree to lean against and wait for your cousin. Stella and Kanika will probably be fine without you. At least until I get there, of course. You stand outside the mines, anxiously eyeing the tree line, hoping not to glimpse any inhuman movements.
Oh, you do make a point. Oh, no, Tapao, you make a really good point. Wait, I have a plan. Um, yeah, I mean, I still think they want Tabitha to not be mad at them. But you're right. I am kind of trying to follow the Stella romance path. I don't think this is gonna like lose huge points because Stella's not gonna be upset that you called Tabitha. Okay. I will think. Yeah, little ditchling buddy up here. So I'm gonna run through this with calling and waiting for Tabitha, but I'll think on it, and if I decide I want to have done it differently, maybe I will actually start back from where we caught Rosalina for next stream. But alright, for now. You stand outside the mines, anxiously eyeing the tree line, hoping not to glimpse any inhuman movements. Tabitha. Huh, you actually waited for me. I don't know what to say. Aw yeah, it's Cousin Bodding time! Tabitha sighs. Let's just get this over with, alright? I don't like the thought of you walking around an abandoned coal mine, but I'd rather not leave you out here unattended. You should be safe enough with me there to guide the way. Tabitha huffs her way up to the mine entrance and disappears into the darkness. You follow her and enter the mine. On the other hand, oh gosh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, I know I keep going back and forth, but like part of the point of my other run is to show that Tabitha is great. So I think maybe I will keep going with this until 10:30 when Johnny One Take starts streaming. And next time we're gonna go rewind back to where we first saw Rosalina, because that actually is a really good point to come into the chapter, and I'll do it differently. Okay, so this is an alternate. So this is kind of an AU of this run, wherein you'll get to see what happened if Pingu had waited for Tabitha. And in the next run, we'll do it again, and Pingu will not wait for Tabitha, but we'll still call her. Okay, I like that plan. That's what we're gonna do. The inside of the mine is warmer than you'd expect, the air thick and wet. The ceiling hangs much lower than you are tall, forcing you and Tabitha to hunch over, your legs bent in a painful squat as you begin to navigate its maze of corridors. Tabitha, do you know why the entrance to this place was boarded up? Because there was a collapse 100 years ago that killed a bunch of people? Tabitha. 168 people. A man named Charles Shaw decided it was okay to use faulty wood for support struts, and the entire wood mine came down. It almost ruined my family. A lucky few died instantaneously, but for most of the souls who perished there, it was slow and agonizing. Trapped under rubble and left to slowly succumb to crush injuries or dehydration. It took a week to clear out most of the rubble and recover the bodies. The few survivors who were dragged out were never the same. I can't say I blame them. God, that's morbid. Tabitha, life is morbid. 168 people walked blindly to their deaths, unaware of the hand they'd been dealt, until they were literally buried by it. None of us know the price we have to pay until our debt is due. Tabitha's ruminations are interrupted by a thunderous knock echoing from deeper in the mine. Oh god, the mine's about to collapse, isn't it? Tabitha. If I thought this mine was about to collapse, neither of us would have set a single foot in here. That's probably just some delinquent looking for a lifetime ban from my property. Come on, it came from this way. Tabitha hastens her pace and quickly disappears deeper into the mine. You take a deep breath and follow suit. The deeper you progress into the mine, the heavier the air becomes. Coal dust hangs in thick clouds around you, even though this place was abandoned over a century ago. Echoing through the tight corridors, you and Tabitha can pick up snippets of a tense argument. Disdainful teen girl. I can't believe your dad sent people to follow you. That's messed up. I think that qualifies as harassment. Defensive teen girl. Right, Becca. It is messed up. I don't need him telling me where I can be. Kanika. You could at least check in so he knows you're not dead. He loves you and worries about you. He's really not asking for much. Stella. Come on, kiddos. There's some really spooky stuff going on in town right now. You shouldn't be hanging out down here. Disdainful teen girl. We're not kids. Chill teen boy. Yeah, we're teens. Kanika. Well, you look like a bunch of kids to me. Are those canned strawberry margaritas? Where did you even get those? Oh no. I know that isn't you, Miles. It had better not be you. Miles. Yeah, whatever, it's me. What are you even doing here? Tabitha. Looks like we found our trespassers. I still can't believe that Stella managed to drag Kanika out here. She avoids me like the plague. What's the deal between you and Kanika? Tabitha. Honestly, I have no idea. I don't hold anything against her aside from the fact that she's always hated me. She probably just got jealous that Stella and I started spending time together, but that was years ago, so who knows? What do you think of Kanika? Tabitha. I think the two of us are more alike than she'd ever care to admit. She thinks you're exploiting your workers. Tabitha. I'm not trying to exploit anyone. I'm just doing the best I can. It's not my fault that sometimes I have to make cuts. It's not my fault that some people just aren't cut out for the job. I've given up on other people understanding me. It doesn't matter. Let's move on. They're close. You breathe a sigh of relief as the tight passageways give way to a small cavern. Within, a group of teens engages Stella and Kanika in a heated argument. All of them are too caught up in the moment to notice you or Tabitha approach. Goody girl. My dad is a foreman at the continuous mining facility, and he says that they only abandoned this mine because there wasn't enough coal left, so it's actually really safe, and we can hang out here whenever we want. Plaid girl. Wait, Becca, I thought your dad was a charge hand. Becca. No, Alexis, he got promoted last month. Tabitha. Correction! Your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he even has a job in the morning. Becca. What? Beanie Boy. Oh shit. Stella. Oh hey Tabby. Hey Pingu. We thought we'd lost you there. Kanika. Did you run off to snitch on Tabitha? To Tabitha? Kanika sighs. It's probably for the best. These kids are refusing to listen to us. Becca. Hey, don't talk about us like we aren't here. Alexis. Yeah, we can hear you. Becca. Alexis, don't butt in. I'm trying to make a point. Tabitha. Do none of you understand what a boarded up mine entrance is supposed to mean? It means it's closed, condemned, not fit for human use. Beanie Boy. Oh, come on. This place is way sturdy. Check it out. The teen with the beanie jumps up and slaps a strut on the ceiling. Stella. Oh, was that the knocking we heard earlier? Becca. Oh my god, Zane. Cut it out. You're embarrassing us. I'm sorry for Zane's behavior. I don't think he realizes how extremely 8th grade it is to jump up and hit things. No offense, Rosalina. Rosalina. None taken. The other 8th graders are totally immature. Alexis. Not like you, Rosalina. You're chill. And smart, too. Tabitha. Enough! The damage is already done. Now leave. I'm tired of people in this town dragging my cousin headlong into danger. Kanika. I can't believe I actually agree with Tabitha about anything, but this is the worst place I've ever been in my entire life, and I would like to see the sun again before I die. Stella. Come on, you guys. Maybe it's not a big deal. We used to do dangerous stuff all the time, and I still do dangerous stuff now. I mean, I don't like this particular situation, what with the whole ditchling thing, but outside of that, who are we to tell them who they can hang out with? Tabitha. I don't know who you think you are in this situation, Stella, but I own this mine. It is entirely within my rights to tell them to leave, much like it is entirely within my rights to tell you to leave. Was your lifetime ban from my mines not a clear enough message for you? Becca. Hell yeah, Tabitha! Tear the sad 20-something to shreds! Stella. Hey, I'm defending you. And I'm not sad. Where'd you get that idea? Becca. Running a clickbaity YouTube channel where you run around in the woods chasing nothing is extremely sad. Tabitha. So she's sad. So what? Give it a few years and you'll be sad too. The passage of time is inescapable. Becca. Look, we just wanted to give Rosalina a good time. Her home life sucks right now. Alexis. Yeah, tell him about where you have to sleep, Rosalina. Rosalina. We've been living in the library for the past couple of weeks. Dad says we can't stay at our house. Zane. They've got a hot plate and a couple of cots in one of the back rooms. It's actually a pretty sick setup. Becca. No, it isn't, Zane. Alexis. Rosalina deserves better. Tabitha. I don't care about your home life. If you're going to do your underage drinking, go do it in the woods. Just get off my property. Kanika. Tabitha. Look, Rosalina, I'm sure Oscar has a good reason for all that. He's a good guy and he cares about you. Rosalina. He thinks our house is haunted. Kanika. Oh. Stella. Wait, what? Tabitha. And I should care because... Becca. Because it's such a bullshit excuse. I bet he couldn't afford it anymore and is lying to you to save face. What a coward. Zane. Becca, I don't think you can, say that about other people's families. Isn't that, bullying or something? Becca. Shut up, Zane. Stella. Back up. He says it's haunted? I can't believe he didn't mention it to me. I could investigate. Rosalina. There's no ghost, Stella. It would be cool if there was, but Becca's right. I just wish he would be honest with me and tell me what's really going on. It's like he doesn't think I can handle it. Like I'm still a little kid. Tabitha. Ugh. You're all children, and none of you realize how good you have it. Back in the day, each and every one of you would be pulling 12-hour shifts in this exact mine. If it weren't for child labor laws, the 5 of you might have some actual character. Becca. Exactly. Rosalina's not that mature anyway. She still sleeps with stuffed animals. Alexis. That doesn't mean she's not mature. I still have pork chop, you know? Becca. I rest my case. Zane. Wait, what did you say about child labor? How do you know there's not a ghost? Becca. Ugh, why are all the adults in this town such weirdos? There is no ghost. There is no such thing as ghosts. Oscar is just lying. Zane. Yo, what if we break in and ghost bust the place anyway, just to be sure? Becca. Oh my god, Zane, you can't ghost bust if there is no ghost. Oh no, I lost viewers. Maybe because of how bad my teen voices are. Nah, you know what? I'm not gonna worry about it. It's probably people just had to go to bed. Miles. Also, Rosalina lives there. She can't break into her own house. Stella. There's no ghost that you know of. I bet we can figure out how to bust it if it's actually real, and if it isn't real, well, problem solved. Alexis. You know, Rosalina, you could always stay over at my house until Stella ghost busts your place. We have a finished basement with a pull-out couch. Becca. Why are we talking about this like it's a thing? It's not a thing. There's no ghost. Tabitha. I don't care, and I can't believe I've wasted this much time trying to argue with children. I'm washing my hands of this and calling the cops. Feel free to leave before they show up. Kanika. You hear that, Miles? We're leaving. I suggest the rest of you kids leave this empty mine before someone gets black lung or gets crushed by rocks or meets any one of the terrible fates people tend to meet in abandoned mines. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. Zane. That wasn't me, I swear. Kanika. Then what was it? Come on, Stella, didn't you have a whole list of perfectly natural explanations for scary mine noises? Stella. It's Tommyknockers for sure! I know this isn't why we came down here, but we've gotta check it out! Tabitha and Kanika at the same time. Stella! Stella. I know, but weird stuff's been happening around here the past few days. What if this is our chance to get an actual solid lead? The stakes couldn't be higher. Kanika. Do you have no sense of self-preservation? Tabitha. I want you out of here, Stella. Stella. Aw, come on, Tabby. You can come along too. Zane. If you guys are going after something spooky, count me in. Tabitha. Nobody is going deeper into the mine. Nobody is staying in the mine. You're all leaving. Kanika. Please listen to Tabitha before my heart gives out. Stella. It'll be fun, Neeks. Kanika. It will not. Kanika.
Wait a second, where did 3 of you run off to? Are you kidding me? Tabitha, unbelievable. Miles, wow, Kanika, maybe if you weren't still scared of the dark or whatever, you would have noticed them sneak off. I noticed them sneak off, and, like, I've been zoning out the whole time we've been here. Tabitha, ugh, they must have squeezed through that child-sized tunnel. Stella, dang, I've always wondered where that goes. I've never been able to get these hips through there. Tabitha, no, Tabitha says, Stella, stop sneaking into my minds. Please, I am literally begging you. If only all the tunnels down here were wide enough for adults, we could already be done with this little mess, but no, there just have to be remnants from a bygone era. Zane, didn't you just talk about how child labor was the good old days a minute ago? Tabitha, I was trying to get you to leave my mind. Becca's head pops out from the tunnel's entrance. We are not about to let you come in here and ruin our good time. The mine is safe. I've been here 1,000,000 times. Alexis. Yeah, if Becca says we're safe, then we're totally safe. Becca. Whatever. Come on, you two. I know a cool spot this way. Tabitha. Okay, I think I know where that tunnel rejoins the rest of the mines. I'll go look for them, and I want each and every one of you to take note of the fact that I'm doing that. If those idiots get themselves lost and die, I'm not letting their families sue me into the ground. Kanika. Are those really your priorities right now? Tabitha. Yeah. Do you have a problem with that? I want the rest of you out of my mind. Except for you, Pingu. I'm not letting you out of my sight. Zane. Yeah, sure. I could never fit in that tunnel anyway. They have crossed a barrier that I cannot, so my time here is up. But only because Stella promised me a ghost hunt tomorrow. Miles. Whatever, I still have to do my dailies anyway, and the service down here sucks. Kanika. I will happily escort these 2 knuckleheads out. Stella. Puppy dog eyes. Aw, Stella's doing the puppy dog eyes. Tabitha. No. You are not about to weasel your way into this, Stella. Stella. Aw, come on, Tabby. I've been down here a ton. I can totally help out. Tabitha sighs. Ugh, there's no getting rid of you, is there? Fine, I won't waste my time arguing. Okay, you know what? I have been thinking that maybe I will keep this version after all, because I actually really like how it went, and I don't really feel like I ended up with a negative here. And I think I stand by my character decision earlier to say that our poor little Thembo is so distressed about Tabitha being upset with them that they were like, yep, nope, gonna be good and wait for Tabitha this once. Therefore, I am now going to try and make up for it a little by backing Stella here. Tabitha, don't push Stella away like that. She hasn't done anything to deserve it. Tabitha, ugh, not you too. I said she could tag along, didn't I? What's the big deal? Stella, it's alright, Pingu. Tabby's just a bit of a curmudgeon. Tabitha, humph. Alright, let's do this! Tabitha, sure. Let's not linger any longer than we have to, shall we? Kanika, want me to take Gretchen with me? I don't know if it'll be easier to cover more ground without her. Stella, yeah, that's probably for the best. I don't want a repeat of last night. And who knows if we'll have to do any climbing. Kanika, I'll see you on the other side. Hopefully soon. Stella, for sure. We won't be long. Zane, cool. Can't wait to bust some ghosts tomorrow. I still gotta work on that Zane voice. I do not quite have it. Kanika, Miles, and Zane head towards the entrance of the mines, leaving you, Tabitha, and Stella to find the remaining teens. Tabitha, alright, no dawdling. We should be able to catch up with them if we go this way. You and Stella exchange a glance as Tabitha ventures forward. Venture deeper into the mines! And actually, here's where we're pausing. Alright. I will give myself the space to think on this. And I mean, I may even just redo that last bit for the next time, just because it'll have been so long. But this is also not a bad place to come in on. I know I've been a little wishy-washy here, but I actually, the more I think about it, the more I think I like the story progression and the, like, personality choices I've made here, and I think I'm gonna stick with waiting for Tabitha to come through the mine. And when I post this VOD to YouTube, I'll just cut out a couple of those awkward sections where I was dithering back and forth, and it'll all be good. It'll all be good. Of course, a lot of people are probably going to watch this on my regular VODs, in which case, thank you for sticking it out. Apologies, I will try to be a little less dithery. But yeah, no, I'm having a lot of fun with this, and, like, the biggest advantage to going back and redoing it, actually, is, so, for my Max run, Max was too awkward to even call Tabitha at all, so we got the what happens if Tabitha's not involved at all. And I do want my third run to be very pro Tabitha, just because we talked about that, and I think that would be fun. Which means I would absolutely stand at the entrance and wait for Tabitha. Which actually means that it might make sense, just for the sake of variety in showcasing this game, to go back and be like, okay, what if Pingu called Tabitha and didn't wait? And run through it that way. It's a pretty similar scene, though, and I am kind of reluctant to just redo that whole thing. And I do like Tabitha liking me more, and I'm gonna ditch her on the beginning of Chapter 3 anyway, so... I know I just said I was gonna stop dithering, and then I went right back to doing it. Alright, well, thank you all so much for sticking around and chilling and watching this game with me. We're gonna leave it on this slightly ominous note of all of us going deeper in the mines with the ditchlings outside to find these wayward teens. And I should actually check if I can actually do the raid I want to do yet. I cannot, but that's okay. You know what? I probably should have waited. Okay. Thank you all for sticking with me. I actually think that the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save here, and then we're going to go and explore a couple of the story options. You know how I keep saving things to go back and look at how they go? I think maybe I will go back and do a couple of those until John is online. Because I don't want to go further into the Chapter 2 story, especially when I'm still going back and forth about it. So yeah, so I saved there, right? Yes, looks good. So let's go to one of the ones I put aside because I wanted to do it differently. So, I don't remember why I wanted to poke things here. Oh, I mean, we could just see what happens if we steal the chips and I can get that achievement. Okay, so I've skipped back to the general store just because we're exploring a couple of different dialogue options. Alright. I'm not about to turn down free stuff. You grab a bag of salt and vinegar chips from a nearby shelf. It will sustain you in the coming days. Miles. Cool. See ya, Miles. See ya. Haha! Sticky fingers. I have the achievement now. Alright. What else can we poke at the dialogue options from? Oh, we were already on the right page. You can either way tattle to Kaneko about it. Fair enough. Hey, see this bag of chips I got? I didn't pay for it, because your brother told me I didn't have to. Yeah, I don't remember why I saved this, so let's poke at it. You can't run off. You ran off as soon as I got here. Don't expect me to respect your time if you can't respect mine. Tabitha, there's a difference between my duties and your impulses, Pingu. Don't do anything reckless while I'm at work. See you back at the estate tonight. Oh, okay. That actually wasn't too bad of a response. Alright. Oh yeah, I was also thinking about how I could see if I have the... Okay, Johnny One Take is starting. Thanks for sticking around with me. Oh man, yes, I look for. Okay, this will be okay. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna call it here, and we'll pick back up next week, either at the beginning of the mine adventure or the midpoint of the mine adventure where I just saved. And gosh, I've been a little flighty today, but it's in character, let's say. Um, and we're gonna go over and keep the spookies going by reading my good friend Johnny One Take. Do 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 do. So hope you have all had a great time, and I will be back at Scarlet Hollow. Not next week, but the week after. So same time at 8 p.m. on Sunday. Not next Sunday, but the Sunday after. We will continue. We'll pick this back up with the next part. All right, and go say hi to John. Let's actually just do really quick. Raid. Raid. If you want to copy a message. All right, let's go. Bye.